What is going on, guys, and welcome back once again. My name is Jordan, also known as Jmonster, and you're watching the second battle in a series of 3 between myself and Admiral Rhun. We are playing in the TW Center Multiplayer Cup, and this is for all the marbles right here. If I beat him here, then I move on to the third round. So you guys are going to see what happens. It's going to be a real tight battle. I am playing as Rhun, and I have brought 2 units of Clan Warriors, 2 units of Clan Guard, 2 units of Locate Gamp Rim. These are heavy spearmen. 2 units of Locate Flag Rim. These are heavy infantry with armor piercing, I believe. 3 units of Locate Nar Rim, who are heavy archers, very powerful, as you'll see in the battle. Oh, nope, I brought an extra unit of Clan Warriors, so we do have 3 units of Clan Warriors. And in addition to that, we've got... Where are they? They're hiding around here somewhere. We've got a significant amount of cavalry. I think they're all just chilling in the back. We did forget them back there. Oh, dear. A little bit of a mistake on our part. We've got 3 units of Horse Guard and 1 unit of Locate Enas Rim, who are heavy Rune Cataphracts. My opponent is playing Gondor, and he's got 2 units of Citadel Guard. I believe 2 units of Osgiliath Guard, who are heavy pikemen. 1 unit of Fountain Guard on the side here. He's got 2, I believe, units of Athelian Rangers and 2 units of Blackroot Vale Archers. Not bad. Not a bad skirmish force. Not as good as mine, though. Albeit much more numerous. He's got, for his cavalry wing, he's got 1, 2... 3 units of Gondor Cavalry and 2 units of Swan Knights, so he's got a lot of cav. The max in this game is 6 cav, so he's just about approaching the maximum. Oh yeah, and of course there's a little unit of Axemen of Las Arnak that he used. I'm pretty sure he used like his leftover money on these guys, but they are very useful, as you'll see later in the battle. So we're going to go ahead and speed it up and try and get to the skirmish phase. There's a lot of maneuvering that takes place in this before anything really happens. There's a lot of kind of like back and forth, just trying to get the better of each other. So we're going to move our archers forward here. Try and get into, try and pull him into a skirmish battle. He's going to start moving his archers forward. Mine are already, of course, in position, so he's going to take some pretty bad losses here. This is a little bit of a mistake on his part. He's got them in loose formation, but they're all bunched up like this, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of a difference. So he's kind of negating the bonus that he gets from his loose formation here. But he's going to start moving his infantry forward, and he's going to start targeting my infantry line, which I don't realize until a little bit later in the battle. So you can see my Locate Flag Rim here, taking a little bit of casualties. He's mainly going to focus on my spearmen because they are a huge danger to his Gondor Cavalry and to his Swan Knights, because they believe they do have armor piercing. So my Locate Gamp's Rim, I believe that's what they're called, Locate Gamp Rim, yep. These spearmen are an excellent counter to bring to heavy cavalry units, especially if you're playing against a faction like Gondor and you're expecting Swan Knights, and honestly, you probably should. So just watch the skirmish fight going off here. He's taken a lot of casualties to my much less numerous archer force. In response to this, he sees that he's losing the skirmish battle, so he's going to use his cavalry to thrust forward. In response, I'm going to start mobilizing my cavalry. He's going to see them just behind my lines there, and they're going to start moving forward. I'm also, in response to that, going to start moving my infantry because my cavalry is a little bit out of position. So we are going to move my infantry forward to try and shield my line, which proves to be a bit of a mistake on my part, as you guys will see later in the battle. So he's shifting his cavalry to the other side. He's only got the 1 unit so far. We are trying to take a few shots at them. You can see a few stray arrows coming in there into the backs of the Gondor Heavy Cavalry. Haven't managed to kill too many of them just yet, although we did get a few on this other side here. What I should have done is taken my archers and just focused them entirely on his Gondor Cavalry and tried to wipe out that unit, because I don't believe they have shields. So they're actually pretty easy prey for missile units. But I'm feeling pretty confident right now that I can win the skirmish fight and then use my archers much later in the battle and not try and take these guys out immediately. So we are sallying forth here with a little bit of our units. We've got our clan warriors coming forward, supported by horsemen and our clan guard. Not a fight that a single unit of Gondor Cav is going to win. So he is actually badly losing the skirmish fight right now. As you can see, there's just dead bodies everywhere. So he's going to start mobilizing the rest of his cavalry, because that's the main strength of his army. The rest of this is really a holding force. Spearmen are just great for holding the line. Guards of Osgiliath especially. Very deadly against cav. Also pretty good against infantry, but they will inevitably lose to most infantry units, especially these very elite runic units here. So you can see his cav in the back there starting to mobilize. He's coming back with a unit of Gondor cav. Yeah, here he is. I see them, so I'm going to start redirecting a little bit of my missile fire onto them, but it's going to come too little too late. Got my horse guards coming in here, and they're going to get a nice charge off on these clan warriors. Even against braced heavy infantry in Medieval 2, cavalry is just so good. It's so good against infantry, and it can wipe out an entire unit just like this, even if you're prepared for it. So they went down from, I think, from like 111 to 54, so that's pretty devastating. I was trying to cut off his line of retreat here, but he was a lot faster than I was. He just pulled them out almost immediately. So we're actually going to chase them all the way to his line, and we're going to get a little bit of a nice charge here off on his Blackroot Vale archers. Just tip the skirmish fight that much more in our favor. Make him... The idea is to wipe these guys out as quickly as possible and try and make him come to me. Just establish a very clear ranged advantage, which is what we've done so far. So he's actually going to start moving forward, but he's going to mostly use his cav to kind of prod my defenses and weaken my line a little bit. He's done a really good job with his archers, just focusing down my spearmen. They're down to about half unit strength, which is huge. So this flank is now very weak, especially over... Oh, I didn't even see this over here. He actually, at the same time he was attacking me over here, he charged another unit of his Gondor heavy cav in here. And yeah, they crashed right into my line, wiped out most of these clan warriors. Just a huge death toll, only for the cost of a few swordsmen. And that is the power of heavy cavalry in Medieval 2. It's pretty brutal to fight against, especially when there's 5 units like this. So we've got our horse guard here positioned very safely and securely on that flank. I'm trying to make him come to me, which is what we've managed to successfully do so far. So he's going to start sallying forth because he's not going to win a ranged fight, and he doesn't want it to drag on any farther or any longer than it has to. So he's coming forward here. He's got a unit charging right for my Loki flag rim. They are going to get clipped a little bit by the spearmen here, and you're going to see just devastation just devastation being wreaked upon this unit of Gondor cavalry here. So they are going to charge right through here, even into braced heavy infantry. A unit of medium cav does so much damage. Look at that. But they are actually going to take a lot of damage in return for that this time. We did throw in some infantry units here just a little bit too late. We've got a unit of... Oh yeah, our clans guard here got a little bit overextended, so we're trying to pull them all back here. Just like 6 or so units that managed to get away from the rest of the group. So he was coming back here with that heavy cav unit. Running right for our lines because the last charge was just astoundingly devastating for braced infantry. Really sucks to fight against, but they don't do nearly as well here. They do manage to kill a couple units, but they are actually going to get routed quite badly here. Yes, we are focusing my spearmen on, or rather my archers here on his line of spearmen, trying to weaken them as well. Just do it to him what he did to us. These guys are going to charge forward straight into these guys. It's surprisingly not going to do as much damage, but it's still going to do a lot more damage than what you would normally expect from a charge just straight on into heavy infantry. So we're trying to cut him off here. He's doing a good job of just getting in and getting out really quickly. So seeing this is... I guess I get a little bit hasty here, and we start moving our spearmen and our infantry forward before we lose any more of our troops than what we already have. This flank is now extremely weak, and there's just so many Citadel Guard spearmen just crashing in there. So he's going to mobilize his cavalry. This is the moment that he's been waiting for. So here comes his cav. But I've been expecting this, so I know that what's happening here. So I'm going to throw in a unit of cav, a unit of clans guard, and we're going to try and surround his units back here. And on the other side here, it looks like we're going to pull off another unit of horse guard. I don't think it makes it all the way around to the flank, although it might. But we definitely have the advantage in the center here, but he's fighting his heavy cavalry against my my horse guard, who are honestly, it says that they're heavy cav, but they're comparatively medium. They're a lot more of an equivalent to the Gondor, just the regular Gondor cavalry that he has right there. So we are going to manage to surround them here, but it's not going to be enough. These Gondor cav here getting shot up by our archers. We're doing a good job of trying to wipe this unit out. And he's got a unit of Citadel Guard spearmen in there as well to support his cavalry advance. Oh, and over here, yeah, we're just getting stuck in. We got our cataphracts here going up against his Swan Knights. Heavy cav versus heavy cav. We've also got a unit of clan warriors in here to try and support our cavalry. But even so, the Swan Knights are just gunning them down at a surprising rate. I was honestly shocked by how much damage they did to this unit. What do we got over here? A fight going on here between the Citadel Guard. Yeah, that's who they are. The Fountain Guard and the Clan Guard. These guys are armor piercing, and they do have high damage values and nice charge values. But against the Citadel Guard, or the Fountain Guard rather, they're just not up to the task. Over here, heavy infantry fight not going great for us. Looks like, yeah, where our cavalry has largely been destroyed on this side. But we have managed to pretty much surround and completely defeat this unit of Swan Knights. So that's one of his big heavy cav units already gone. Medium cav versus medium cav right here. Horse guard versus Gondor Cav. The Gondor Cav outnumber us, so they're going to do quite a lot of damage, but they're also going to take a lot of damage in response. But he does have that unit of Citadel Guard there, down to about half strength, fighting, I believe, I'm not sure who they're fighting right now. It looks like they're fighting a very strung out unit of Clan Guard. Over here, the infantry fight not going our way. He's pushing us back hard all along the line. Our forces were just too weak to stand up to these guys for any kind of length of time. We needed them to... we needed more of our infantry, and he did a really good job of running them down early in the game. So we got a unit of Loka Inas Rim here. Quite isolated behind the lines here. What I should be doing is using these Clan Warriors to run into the backs of these Fountain Guard. That would just be a smart idea. Looks like we might have thrown in... Oh yeah, we did throw in another unit of Clan Warriors right here, and they are helping us fight them. But everyone else in the unit is out here. I think they're running after these Athelian Rangers, trying to disrupt these guys. It's mostly a desperation move on my part, because he's just pushing me back so hard on the infantry line, and I don't have enough cav to defend against a hammer and anvil strike, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be able to... I'm not going to have the option really to surround his infantry in any meaningful way. But over on this flank, this is kind of where we did the best. He got his spearmen in here amongst my cavalry. Gets a nice charge off here on the backs of this unit of Horse Guard. But it's only 8 of these guys, and all of them are just getting shot by archers on my side. So we're just kind of throwing this unit under the bus, which is probably not a good idea because we need my cav. Especially at this point in the game, that might be really useful to throw against these guys. This unit of Loke Flag Rim here doing pretty well against these Osgiliath Spearmen, so he's going to see that and get a nice flank charge off here. Though it is going to be disrupted a little bit by his own units. We're trying to do the same with our Loke Inas Rim here, but unfortunately they end up in the front of these guys, and then our generals goes down, and this is where it all goes downhill. Everything just starts to fall apart. We did pretty well here. We managed to wipe out this unit of Fountain Guard with a little bit of help from our Clan Warriors. These guys are starting to run away. We're trying to conserve them. What would have been a good idea here would be to throw the rest of these guys in here against his infantry, but I'm just committed at this point to trying to gun these guys down. He's got some Gondor Cav here. Yeah, he's going to use them to pretty great effect against these guys. I see that, so I'm going to try and counter it. Get my my heavy infantry in here as well. Try and disrupt this charge, but he does manage to get half the unit in there. And that's going to be the end of my Loke Inas Rim, unfortunately. Just a bit of a desperation move there, trying to blunt the charge as best we can. Because I know if we can destroy this unit here, then we might have a chance to still pull the victory out of this total slaughter that it's been so far. So we do manage to surround this unit of Swan Knights here with by pulling back our Clan Warriors. His general is in the battle right there, but it's not going to be enough. We've got arrows coming in from the back. He's got his guards of Osgiliath moving in from the flank here, and it's just not going to be enough. So our Clan Warriors are going to start to rout, and that's going to be the end of them. If they manage to hold just a little bit longer, if we still had our general, maybe we could have taken down his general, and we could have really turned this battle around. So that us losing our general in that stupid charge into the front of his spearmen, I think was a real pivotal moment here, because then we could have reinforced with our Loke Nor Rim. We could have potentially broken this entire blob of Gondor troops here, and still managed to pull out a victory. We of course would have had to deal with all of his forces on this side, so it would have been a pretty close battle. But looks like our troops here do actually have victory in the bag, so they're going to break these Citadel Guard eventually, but they're not going to do it fast enough to really help our units over here. So if we hadn't lost our general, we might have been able to pull a victory out here. But our Loke Nor Rim here, our chasing cavalry, not a good plan. So we're going to pull them back, and we're going to try and surround these units here. But it's just too little, too late. They're so isolated, and they're going to start to rout as soon as these guys approach them from the rear. And that's when our Loke Nor Rim start to break, and everyone else breaks, and that's the end of the battle. So very good game to my opponent. Good use of his heavy cav. I mean, that's just the way the game is played. They can do so much damage, even to braced infantry. But yeah, he did a great job of whittling down my infantry forces, which would have overwhelmed his spearmen. I should have tried to get them in earlier, and that might have helped us pull off a win and then use our cav a little bit more defensively. But it's hard when those constant cycle charges are just coming into the front of your lines. Let's see here. Our Loke Nor Rim did really well, 213. We did manage to kill a lot of his troops, but you guys can check out the casualties in your own time later. I will see you guys later in the explosive finale to this series of 3. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.